I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, April the 24th, 2015. A rocket was fired at Sderot in Israel from Gaza last night. The rocket exploded in an open area in the Sha'ar HaNegev region and no damage or injury was reported. Sirens went off in Sderot as well as other parts of southern Israel, breaking 4 months of siren-free quiet in the area, and coming just at the conclusion of Yom HaAtzmaut celebrations in the country. In response to the attack, the IDF struck a terror target in northern Gaza just before midnight local time last night. The IDF was still searching for remnants of the Gaza rocket, and it was not clear if the rocket was fired by a small terror group in Gaza or by Hamas. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden addressed the Yom HaAtzmaut celebration at the Israeli Embassy in Washington, D.C. yesterday, where he reaffirmed the United States' commitment to Israel's security. Biden said that next year the U.S. would deliver the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter to Israel, making it the only country in the Middle East with a fifth-generation aircraft. Biden also reassured those in attendance that President Obama would reject any deal with Iran that doesn't increase its breakout time to a nuclear weapon to a year. And addressing recent difficulties in the relationship between the president and Prime Minister Netanyahu, Biden said, quote, "It's only natural for two democracies like ours." He said, "We're like family. We have a lot to say to one another. Sometimes we drive each other crazy, but we love each other and we protect each other." The family of Jewish American hostage Warren Weinstein expressed their devastation at his accidental death by a U.S. drone strike. As we reported to you yesterday, Weinstein, who had been abducted by al-Qaeda terrorists from his home in Pakistan in 2011 while an aid worker there, was killed along with Italian hostage Giovanni Laporto in a counter-terror strike by the U.S. on an al-Qaeda compound in January. The White House disclosed the information yesterday and said that they had no idea that the two hostages were being held at the compound at the time of the strike. In a statement on the family's website, Bring Warren Home, Warren's wife Elaine Weinstein expressed her gratitude to Congressman John Delaney, Senator Barbara Mikulski, and Senator Ben Cardin, and several FBI officials for their tireless efforts on behalf of her husband. However, she said that assistance given from other elements of the U.S. government were inconsistent and disappointing. Weinstein said she hoped her husband's death would get the U.S. government to create a coordinated and consistent approach to supporting hostages and their families in the future. She said the blame for her husband's death ultimately lay with those who took him captive, adding that their actions were not in keeping with Islam. On Sunday, April the 26th, survivors of Bergen-Belsen will gather to remember the concentration camp's liberation 70 years ago. The ceremony will take place in Lower Saxony, Germany. British liberators will also attend, as well as German President Joachim Gauck and World Jewish Congress President Ronald S. Lauder, who will be among the keynote speakers. Over 50,000 people were murdered at Bergen-Belsen. The British 11th Armored Division liberated the camp in April of 1945. And on Tuesday next week, the World Jewish Congress will join with the International Committee of the Red Cross to host a commemoration marking the liberation of the death camps. The event will be held in Geneva, Switzerland, and will look at the international community's efforts to prevent atrocities in the future. WJC President Ronald Lauder said he hoped the conference allowed the learning of lessons from the past and help ensure that organizations like the Red Cross can, quote, fulfill their critical role in preventing genocide from ever happening again. The Israel Prize ceremony took place last night in Jerusalem at the conclusion of Yom HaAtzmaut. The country's highest civilian honor recognized 9 Israelis this year, including several professors for their research in the fields of science, mathematics, computer science, life sciences, social work, criminology, and the Bible. Acclaimed cinematographer David Gurfinkel was awarded the Israel Prize for Film, and poet Erez Biton for Literature. 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards for special contributions to society and the State of Israel were presented to longtime Foreign Ministry member Esther Hurlitz, who was Israel's first female ambassador and is also an activist in promoting the status of women, and to veteran actor Chaim Topol, who is also the founder of the Jordan River Village for children suffering from life-threatening diseases. And a previous Israel Prize winner, Nahum Barnea, is the first Israeli journalist to be invited to join the American Academy for Arts and Sciences. The prestigious honorary society located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, announced the members of its class of 2015 on Wednesday, which includes newly elected fellows and honorary foreign members, among them Barnea, who has been a staff writer for Yediot Acharonot since 1989. Barnea told Ynet yesterday that the Academy's decision, quote, attests to the great appreciation in the U.S. for the free press in Israel and for Israeli democracy. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, April the 24th, 2015. Remember, live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock tonight from New York City's Central Synagogue. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.